Can you hear anything in it?
I can.
Okay, let me see.
Be spooky.
Join us on a stroll through the strange, frightening, but always intriguing world of the unexplained. Join us as we tiptoe through the darkness with your hosts, Izzy, and I'm Bethany. Okay, so we just got done watching 5 videos you shouldn't watch alone
At night.
And fake stuff.
It was all really bad fake, too.
It's always bad fake. Okay, you go and you get video of a ghost. And it's good. Are you going to put it on YouTube? Or are you going to go try to sell it to the
ones
network?
that I've seen that were most convincing are like grocery stores after they've closed and like chairs are moving around.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem.
Even those can be faked. I know.
As we get more and more and more with the technology and the special effects, I believe less and less and less of the video.
That's why, okay, so this is why I've always wanted a cat in the house. Because if there's anything unnatural happening, you can just blame it on the cat. Oh, the pans are flying in the kitchen. It's the cat!
I heard a story one time where this lady, I think she meant it to be funny, but she was writing that the knives were flying out of the drawer, and she would tell her roommate, it's the cat. Like, yes, the cat opened the drawer, took out the knives, threw them around. It's the cat.
Okay, so I was watching once on this show where they reenacted spooky stories, paranormal stories.
Okay.
And in the reenactment, her toddler is sitting on the floor, and above him is all these dishes and knives flying around him. But the woman telling the story is not in sync with the story. So she's like saying, we thought it was a phase.
Phase. Oh my God.
He's just going through a phase.
The creepiest video I ever saw was back in, I want to say it was in the 90s. You might remember what I'm talking about. And it was footage from this home in California that's supposedly haunted by a shadow person. And they had like poltergeist activity in there. And they have the video of the guy sets up the tripod. And it was those old, video recorders that you put on your shoulder. And he sets it there and I don't remember if they go to bed or they leave the house. And then all kinds of crazy shit. Like, it would be hard to fake it. At least I thought at the time. But that was the last time I've seen a video. There's the night crawlers, those are interesting.
Those are cool.
I don't know. I'm sure it could be faked. I'm not sure how you do it. But those are cool. Those are like, I don't really want it to be faked.
I can imagine people on stilts, but if I was on stilts like that long, I would be falling on my ass.
Yeah, and they're really skinny and they're small. It's like...
And people are just not that way anymore.
Yeah.
Skinny.
I'm like, I don't know. But, yeah, that video was pretty bad. I usually don't watch those videos because they just hurt my head and they're so fake. There's a couple, though. Like, there's this guy, the security guard of the cemetery.
Yeah.
And he records everything he does because he says it's creepy. Well, it's a cemetery. And so he's always got a camera on. And some of the stuff he's caught. This one time he caught this old lady. It was 2-something in the morning or 3 o'clock. And he sees an old lady across the area, the promenade area by the mausoleums. He sees her sitting on a bench. And he's like, fuck, oh shit, I don't know if she's real or not, and I don't want to find out either way. And so he goes, okay, ma'am, are you okay? She doesn't answer him. She just sits there and he's like, oh please, I don't know what's worse, if it's real or it's not. So he walks away and he comes back and she's gone. He's like, okay, well, either way. And then he sees her in one of the lighted, kind of like you go in there to pray. It's what are those called? Little chapels.
Yeah, a church.
And he sees her in there. No, it's a chapel in the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
And he sees her in there, just sitting there with her head bowed. And he's like, I'm just leaving her alone. Then there's this other video where he walks into the chapel and things start flying around. He goes, nope, sorry. Turns around and closes the door and goes, nope, sorry. I mean, he's got some good ones, but...
Alright, so the believable one I've ever seen was when I was a little girl. Now, I will be the first to admit, I am a very gullible person. This is why I stay out of politics.
Okay.
Because no matter what channel I watch, suddenly what they say makes sense. No. Now... But I saw this video once where this psychic, he's one of those obviously fake psychics who go in and do cold readings. I sent somebody with a name that starts with a J. A J. Is there someone here who had a J? That kind of psychic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were doing a haunted house, and they had him come over to do a reading. He came, he went in, he's like, something's not right. He, went inside the house. They had one of those dumbwaiters. He got up to the dumbwaiter, and then he practically shit himself and ran back out, and he's like, I'm not going back in there. Don't go back in there. No one should go in there. Get rid of that house.
What show was this on?
I don't know. It's a show I saw when I was a little kid.
Did you ever see that show, the guy... he was on a lot of different shows. He was psychic. He had white hair, but a black. I cannot remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. And
wasn't he proven as fake?
I think most of these things could be proven as fake. I wonder, though, because, I have an open mind. I wonder if they are being truthful, but it's only goes so far and it doesn't work all the time. So the rest of the time
they have to fake it.
To make it sound interesting. And
I always consider that. Like I said, I'm a gullible person, so
I always think that about. I think there's some truth to many people's tales. I've never been through a haunting. I've never seen a ghost that I know of. Our brother, he's seen them a lot, and he's still a skeptic. He's like, maybe I was sleeping.
So, our brother had the Peter Pan dream.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever had the Peter Pan dream? Apparently, this is a thing. I found it on the internet. And I was like,
Peter Pan?
No, it's the dreams of flying when you're a kid, or memories of flying or floating when you're a kid. I have a memory where I was floating, but it could have been a dream that I'm just remembering as a memory.
No, I don't think I've had those.
But there's if you go on the line, there's numerous people who've had this when they were kids.
I've had dreams of where I can fly.
Yeah, but it's almost like you remember.
But
floating.
he woke up, he was actually moved from where he was before.
Yeah.
And he's never had sleepwalking that I know of. Ever. So, I don't know.
That would be an interesting thing to investigate. It'd be like, what's going on with the Peter Pan dreams? Because it could be just, when you're a kid, you have vivid dreams and you remember.
There's a whole thing propped up again around bunk beds. Supposedly... I'm serious. Bunk beds are like gateways for all kinds of nasty things. Tons of stories.
I've heard of that. Because you have an empty space. If you have an empty space, you're inviting someone there.
Yeah, oh, really? Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's why dolls get possessed. Because they're hollow inside.
So what do you guys stuff it full of shit?
It's an empty space and you're inviting something into it.
So I should go cut my kids' dolls open and stuff like dead
Well, if you look at dolls, they are basically the same. Have you seen those little mummies they had of cats and stuff?
Yeah.
Basically the same thing.
I thought most dolls get haunted that do is because that little girl put so much emotion and feelings into that creature, to that
So
thing.
you have the tulpa thing.
Yeah. I truly believe in that. Because it's like, I've heard stories of where, poltergeist, kinetic energy can become an actual spirit. In fact, the phantom of some abbey, the first sightings was like a poltergeist. But then they started talking about it and growing, and then all of a sudden it became a shadowy person, a ghost, and you could actually see it. I think that you put too much...
That would explain why most hauntings start out really light and then they escalate.
Yep.
But I'm personally of the belief that there are spirits everywhere and they're not necessarily human.
I believe that too. I believe there's a lot more to the world than we understand. I actually heard something, and I don't know if it's true. I heard that Einstein was doing research on... And I'm not sure, one of those, those places, those vortex, those weird places. I think it was in Oregon. And whatever he discovered or figured out scared him, and he burnt the notes. Now, I don't know if this is true or an urban legend. Now that I've reminded myself of it, I'm going to look it up. But I'll probably be forgetting, so remind me.
Well, you know how many scientists actually study something that's strange and paranormal, but they don't put it openly? Astrophysicists study aliens.
Okay, you know what?
Who was it? What famous scientist invited people from the future, time travelers, to a party?
I know who you're talking about. To a party, but nobody showed up. Oh, that's right. Who was that? Stephen Hawking, wasn't it?
It might have been.
It was Hawking's, I think.
I think they all you can't be a scientist without having an open mind. Not a good one.
Maybe they were afraid to show up because they were afraid Hawkins would try to molest them.
I think he'll need molest hot women. Because he doesn't need to go with the scrubs.
Rest in peace.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Oh.
He died 2-3 years ago. Oh, it's good of staying up on the times. Okay, but we're not here to discuss all this.
No, we are not.
We are here today to discuss... Why are you holding your stomach? Are you going to be sick? Don't vomit. You know you're prone to vomit.
I have been really sick lately.
Do not vomit on me.
I'm not going to vomit.
You vomited on me enough in this life.
I do exorcist vomit. I
don't need it again.
Okay. I'm not going to vomit. I'm not nauseous. I'm just...
You say that and then you puke. I've never seen somebody be able to puke at the drop of a hat like you.
This is why I don't get drunk.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. This is a story I think you all deserve to know.
What?
When we were little, I was in maybe 3rd grade. So if I was in 3rd grade, she had to have been in 1st grade. 2nd grade. We're in the auditorium. It's quiet.
Oh, yes, the story.
The lights are down because they're going to do some kind of a presentation. And all of a sudden I heard, "Bleh! Bleh! Bleh!" Lights go on. Everybody's talking. What is that? What is that? Can't see. And all of a sudden someone says, "Hey, isn't that your sister?" And I'm like, "What?" And I see between the principal and a teacher taking her out of the auditorium.
I vomited all over the girl in front of me.
She puked all over the kid in front of her.
But to be fair, they had peaches for lunch, which I loved at that point.
No. You're getting ahead of the story.
And then we went...
No, you're getting ahead of the story. Shut up.
On the tire wheel.
Shut up. So, a couple months later, we're in the auditorium again. They're giving some kind of speech up front. And you hear, "Blah! Blah! Blah!" And I was like, what's going on? So they stop it, and somebody says, "Oh, hey, isn't that your sister?" I was like, oh my God. They're taking her out again. I'm like, this is getting sick.
They wouldn't let me sit with the other kids in the auditorium anymore.
A little bit while later, I come into the auditorium, and who's sitting on a chair all by herself by the door but Izzy with a bucket by her feet just in case. And then we come to figure out when she eats canned peaches, she pukes. But she doesn't.
I might actually have an allergy to peaches.
But does that stop her from eating canned peaches?
No.
But they did learn a lesson. Puke twice on the kids in front of you, and they sit her ass in the back. And that's where she
make
stayed.
me vomit too. And I love the taste of them. I can't eat them. They make my throat just closes up. And
Do you
then everything.
puke on the kid in front of you?
Every time.
God. Okay, so anyway.
For years, I was being tortured by the other students as the puke girl. Aren't you the girl that puked?
You are the girl who puked. Do you know how many times you puked on me when we were children? Do you know how many times I have to count? In fact, you puked on me once as an adult as well.
I'm not going to feed the haters, okay?
It's just like when you pantsed me when we walked across the quad.
I fell.
How many times? After the 5th time, you're faking it.
I am not.
God, don't ever wear high heels. You look like Shrek walking up a hill.
I do.
Heels. Okay, so anyway.
You remember that old movie with Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes.
And she wore high heels that one day?
Yes, she looks horrible.
That's how I walk.
Would you stop it? We're here to talk about...
Okay, I will admit...
ocean things.
I love cryptids. I believe in most cryptids. I'm gullible, but I do not like ocean cryptids.
Why?
They bore the hell out of me.
They do not.
It has the head of a horse. It's got the body of a snake. And it will shake your boat. It's boring. I tried. I've looked into them. I'm like, if anything, they're old dinosaurs that survived.
You're canceled. I think that's what the kids say these days. That
No.
means I don't like what you're saying. I think. All right.
Oh, man.
I have some stories. Don't puke.
I'm not going to puke.
Okay. So I have some stories. I'll start out. Let's talk about the black demon of... Oh, wait. Where is that in? It's just the black demon.
The Black Demon!
No. Stop. Okay. So, the black demon, it's actually the black demon shark. Or it's El Demonio Negro in Spanish.
So much better sounding.
I've been practicing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's terrorized.
Not right, but still better sounding.
It is an enormous black shark whose territory is said to be just off the coast of Mexico's Baja and the California Peninsula. In recent times, several local fishermen have reported seeing the black monstrosity. The black demon is said to be between 20 and 60 feet long and weighing anywhere between 50 to 100,000 pounds. It is said to resemble a great white, but with very dark coloration and a truly monstrous tail. Okay, so normal great whites, like I think the largest that they have found modern, I think that one was about 10 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty big for a great white shark. So this thing is double that.
Okay, so have you ever heard of the Ghost in the Darkness?
Yes.
The two man-eating lions?
Yeah.
Male lions? This is just the shark equivalent of them.
It could be. It could just be a mutation and just a very I mean, the sea is vast.
Well, they were kind of a mutation, too.
Yeah. Well, no, and they were huge and just all of a sudden became aggressive. No, this one, of every one of these, I think is really, really possible.
Okay.
So
everything else, it's just downhill from here?
Stop it. Some say it could be the megalodon, or a new species of shark. Maybe even an oversized great white. I'm more of the oversized
Is
great
it
white.
a meg? Because the difference between a meg and a large shark is vast.
Well, I mean, what if it's a small meg? I mean, I don't believe it's the megalodon, but I'm saying and giggles.
I honestly don't think the megalodon could survive in our oceans at this point.
I don't either, because it would be eating such a massive amount. We would know that it's... But the megalodon was not the most fiercest creature in the ocean. In fact, I read this one thing by archaeologists that thought that the megalodon was actually it would swim close to shore. It wasn't deep water, because the truly monstrous things lived out deeper.
Cthulhu?
Yes, it was Cthulhu. How did you know? Did you read the same paper I did?
Yes. He sleeps in Rayleigh.
Many expeditions were launched to locate this monstrous creature, even on Monster Quest in the chapter Mega Jaws, but they didn't discover anything. Sadly, sightings are rare and the creature is elusive. Because of this, not much is known. It's possible, since albinism is found in sharks, that melanism could be too. You know, where they turn darker instead of lighter. I think that is a possibility.
Oh, yeah.
I think that there could be just a giant shark, and not giant as in like abnormal, but just, well, I mean a little abnormal, but you know, mutant. We have human beings like Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an anomaly, but we had him walking around. Why couldn't the sharks have one? So, I thought that was really, really fascinating. The black demon. It's supposed to got this really funky ass tail too. It's like really ginormous tail.
Is there any sightings of it?
Yeah, they have tons of sightings, mostly from locals over Baja and on the peninsula.
Okay, so I don't know if this is how this puts me, but I always believe a local sighting to it, like a tourist sighting.
Yes, but at the same time,
because I feel like they would know the area better. They would.
Yes, but at the same time, so locals could just be saying that because they want more tourism. I mean, if you get a show like Monster Quest, that's going to put some dollars into the
a
local
lot
economy.
of cryptids were invented just to entertain the tourists.
Okay, I do believe
like,
that.
Remember the furry fish?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
jackalope was all just stories that they told tourists.
I thought that the jackalope was just a goofy thing somebody did with with antlers and a jackrabbit.
It was, but people believed it, so they kept doing it.
Yeah, now it's turned into a cryptid. Do you know they actually have cryptid stories of a jackalope?
It's like the drop bears.
It's just stupid. Okay, I don't believe that one. Okay, so another one I have. This is interesting, and this one, there's actually videotape reliable. Was on all the news sources. Over the past few years, rumors have circulated in Japan about the existence of an Arctic humanoid life forms inhabiting the icy waters of the Antarctic. Now, they're not just Antarctic. They could be anywhere, and they have a videotape. So let me finish this and I'll explain. Reportedly observed on multiple occasions by crew members of government-operated whaling research ships, they're called Nigen, meaning human, are said to be completely white in color, with an estimated length of 20 to 30 meters. Okay, I don't know how long that is in, inches or feet. So whatever 30 meters is. Wasn't there a movie called that with sharks? 40 meters down, maybe that was it. Anyway, eyewitnesses described them having a human-like shape, often with legs, arms, and even 5-fingered hands. Sometimes they are described as having fins or a large mermaid-like tail instead of legs, or even tentacles. The only visible or identifying facial features are the eyes and mouth.
30 meters is 98 feet.
Good God!
Well, this is how long it is?
Yeah! 20 to 30 meters. That's huge!
Yeah. I'm millimeters.
Oh! According to one account, crew members on deck observed what they initially thought was a foreign submarine in the distance.
Yeah.
When they approached, however, it became clear from the irregular shape of the thing that it was not man-made.
Now, I've heard of these before, but
yes.
I've never, I didn't realize that they were that huge.
Some of them can be.
Somehow that makes them a lot less realistic.
I don't know, though. They have videotape. I'll explain that. The frequent, and it was alive. The creature quickly disappeared underwater. Nigen sightings seem to occur most frequently at night, making them all the more difficult to photograph. In still images, they can be seen when the photographs are enlarged. In many cases, no convincing photographs have been made public, either because they do not exist or because that some argue the government does not want to invite undue scrutiny and tarnish the scientific reputation of the whaling research program. Here's the thing. Do you remember when that tsunami hit Japan a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm.
About, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago?
Yeah, I know. I donated like $5.
Yeah. Okay, so they have video from all the major news network. They were videotaping as the waters came rushing in. They got a white blob of some sort coming in with the waters, clinging onto a building, crawling up a little bit of the building, coming around, and jumping back in the water.
Could it be faked?
It was on all the major news. I mean, it was happening in real time.
I've never seen this video.
All right, we're going to pause. I'm going to show her this video, and when we come back, I want you to tell me what you think.
Okay.
So, let's pause it.
Let's pause it.
Let's pause. Okay, now we are.
Okay, now we're back.
All right. Okay. It was obviously
Vapor.
a creature. Now let's go on.
No! Oh, no. It is clearly something dispelling gas.
Okay, fine, all right? But I was right. They thought it was a creature. Lots of people did.
Yeah, from one angle.
Okay, on that one, but there is other photographs of that creature.
Okay.
Oh, whatever. Fine.
I'm not saying I don't believe, because I think we already established I'm gullible.
Ugh.
But I just don't see that as good anything.
Okay, well, fine. I will give you that.
You're right. The black demon shark is definitely the most realistic so far.
So far. Well, that's okay. I got other shit.
Okay.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Pull out your shit. Let's see it.
Okay.
Let's measure up.
The Baltic Sea Anomaly.
Holy shit, Bethany. That's a USO. I told you I'm doing USOs.
Fine.
You stole it. I've been talking nonstop for several days that I found the Millennium Falcon in the ocean.
Oh,
and you turned around and you took it.
Now you're scared. That's not what this one was. I have told you, you said, what have you got? What have you got? And I said, I've got the Black Demon and I got an anomaly from the Baltic Sea. And you're like, hey, you weren't listening. You never listened to a word I said.
I was going to do USOs.
This is your fault.
I told you.
This is your fault.
I've been talking nonstop about the anomaly that looks like the Millennium Falcon under the ocean, and you stole it.
I didn't steal
You're like,
shit.
No, you're so...
I didn't steal.
You are so full of it.
I had not. Okay.
You did.
All right, fine. I skipped it. I'm not talking about it. What more do you want from me? Okay.
Skip it.
Shh. All right, so I have another one.
Okay.
I have something about... Okay, have you heard about the shark that disappeared? Okay, listen to this one. Speculation that a great white shark that went missing off Australia may have been devoured by another great white is making the internet rounds this week. Well, it's been going on this is a couple of years ago. And some people think it may have been
shark on shark violence.
Cannibalism. But here's the thing. Here's the rub. I'm not allowed to talk about that one. The shark that disappeared was wearing a research tag, which a beachcomber found 2.5 miles away from where it had been affixed to the shark. The tag initially attached in November 2003 off southwestern Australia was set to record ambient temperatures and depth. Its data showed that 4 months after it was attached, the female great white abruptly dove to a depth of 1,903 feet, or 580 meters.
It's a kraken!
The ambient temperature surrounding the tag spiked to 46 Fahrenheit to 78 Fahrenheit, which the data suggests in an attack. Okay, now here's the thing.
Sharks don't live that deep in the ocean, do they?
No.
And
sharks don't.
It
doesn't run that hot inside of a shark either. So they don't know what happened to the shark. They found this beautiful great white. It was a very big great white. I think it was 10 feet, 9.5, 10 feet. They tagged her, perfectly healthy, set her loose. And then all of a sudden they show her swimming, and then all of a sudden rapidly diving down, and then it just stops.
Cool.
Then they find her tag later on. Now, there are some people who think a killer whale, because killer whales are the natural enemies of great whites. Some people think it was a killer whale, but that's pretty far down, and that was a very big great white. So that's
so. What do you think? What's your theory? You have to have a theory. Because I already have a theory.
My favorite creature that lives in the water is the kraken.
That's what I thought too. The kraken.
And all I'm seeing in my mind is that the great shark is swimming along. Do.
Every time I think of kraken, I actually think of those old paintings that they used to do, where they're holding the sailors up in the air and just playing with them like the toys.
Here's what I'm seeing in my mind. I'm seeing that the great white is swimming along, and it gets too close to this cliffy area, or this, with something to hide on. Okay, maybe I don't know, like a Mariana Trench kind of like detailed, something, a trench or something. Comes by, and all of a sudden this tentacle shoots out and wraps around the great white. Great white's thrashing, and then another tentacle comes out, and then the beak comes out and eats the shit out of the great white shark.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I've seen a lot of hentai.
I want to say it was the kraken.
I want to say it's the kraken, too, because I love tentacles.
You don't destroy the kraken for me. Alright, so those are my, ghosts and goose. There was that one about the guy who survived the shipwreck for like 4 days down on the floor of the ocean. I mean, not deep, but an air pocket formed, and he had to live there for 4 days. And so they sent divers down. There was a storm, so they couldn't send rescuers out to get him for like 2-3 days. So then the salvage divers came in there, and it was just to retrieve bodies. And all of a sudden, the one diver, he says that he felt something touch him, and then it grabbed onto him. And after he got a moment to get his shit together, he saw it was a dude. An air pocket had formed when the ship flipped over, because this guy was in his bed asleep.
He was hoping it was a mermaid.
No, that poor dude had been in the water halfway deep for a couple of days. He was hungry, dehydrated. That guy was happy to be rescued.
Okay, alright, so I didn't do the subject, and I probably will later. But have you ever heard of the girl that shows up on the shores of Japan in a spaceship?
What?
Yeah, she showed up and they said it was a perfectly spherical ship. And she talked in a strange language. I think she had red hair.
When was this?
It's only in wood cuttings. The story is
old. That old?
Ancient.
Oh, you gotta look that up.
Alright, I do. I need to go in that. I was going to bring that up. But I didn't. Because I decided I was going to go with Usos, which are my favorite UFO types. But actually, what I didn't find was aliens. I found strange objects under the ocean.
Ooh, side note. Did you ever hear the real story behind where they rescued that soccer team that was caught in the cave?
Did they eat each other?
No, you remember a couple months ago, or maybe it was a year ago, 2 years ago. Remember Elon Musk got in trouble because he said that one guy who was on the rescue team was a pedophile because he lived in Thailand?
I mean,
do you ever...
There's a very good reason for that.
Okay, so anyway, okay, I'll tell you that later.
Do you think that the reason no one steals your packages is because your yard looks like shit?
My yard does not look like shit. How do you dare you? My husband takes very good care of the yard. Now he's going to beat the shit out of you. I don't condone violence unless it's deserved.
Are you kidding? You condone violence all the time.
Shh. Okay, can you please swallow that so you can do your story?
Not the first time I've been told that.
Oh, jeez. All right,
all right. So what were we talking about?
UFOs in the ocean?
Yes! Okay, so I didn't get many of actual UFOs. But there are some strange things that are submerged in the ocean that I find fascinating. One of them,
sea cucumbers,
my beloved sister stole.
I did not steal that. I told you I had it. It's your damn fault for not actually listening. I forgive you.
All right, so on the website beforeitsnews.com, Beyond Science, they did an article on the USO of the Baltic Sea anomaly, which is 200 feet circular rock-like formation on the floor of the Baltic Sea.
It just looks like the Millennium Falcon.
It looks like the Millennium Falcon! And they're like, some people say that it was a World War II anti-sub detecting device of some sort.
Why don't they go down and check it out?
Some people say that it was a giant sunken ice glacier thing.
Why don't they go and take a look?
They did. They swam down there to check it out.
And?
I'll read that. It's in the article. The Baltic Sea... No, I read that part. Okay.
Oh.
You said no vomiting. God. Okay. Discovered by Peter Lindberg, Dennis Asberg, and their Swedish Ocean X diving team in June 2011, so not that long ago. The team reported that the formation rests on a pillar. On a pillar, people!
Because it's the Millennium
Nature
Falcon.
Does not rest on a pillar.
This is fake.
And includes a structure similar in appearance to a staircase, leading to a dark hole inside it.
Side note, have you ever heard of the sidewalks in the forest? Not sidewalks, sorry. The staircases in the forest.
Yes, everyone has. They're fake.
It's not fake. You don't know that.
Fake.
How do you know? Okay, whatever. Side note over.
Commentators have suggested that the structure could be a World War II anti-submarine device, like I said, a battleship gun turret, sediment dropped by a fishing trawler, or a flying saucer. Several experts have stated that it's most likely a natural geological formation.
Okay, did they go down there and get a piece
Yes!
of it?
The discovery was made during a dive in the Baltic Sea between Sweden and Finland, while searching for an old shipwreck. The group describes themselves as treasure hunters and salvage operators who specialize in underwater searches for sunken antique, high-end alcoholic beverages and historic artifacts. I would buy pirate booze.
Look that up and see how much it is.
Yeah, right?
A sunken bottle of something.
Rum. It's gotta be pirate rum.
It could be sailor piss for all I care. It's old and from the ocean. Okay.
According to Ocean X, the formation has an appearance of rough granite, is round 3 to 4 meters thick, and approximately 60 meters in diameter.
It looks like the Millennium Falcon.
There is also another smaller object not far away. The object is at the end of what resembles a 300-meter runway. It is the Millennium Falcon.
It looks just like
the Ocean X team has published 1 additional close-up sonar scan on their website and 9 additional close-up sonar scans on their YouTube page.
Okay, so did they dive down and take a chunk off? And? What is it?
They don't know. That's what they said. It looked like a rough granite. So
it's just all rock? So it's
yeah, except that there's a stairway and a hole into it.
So it's just a rock formation.
It's not. It's the Millennium Falcon.
So it's just a rock formation! That was boring. Mine wasn't like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something to add to it?
No.
You interrupted me several times for this shit. So let's hear it, Bethany. What do you have to add? What do you have to add?
You're supposed to talk about creatures or things that are alive.
Alright, ocean monsters are boring.
That's not... Just read your next story.
The best thing you found was a shark.
Stop it.
And gas going up a house. Alright.
I'm gonna hit you.
Alright. Now, this one I found on ancientorigins.net, the site that I go on a lot for some reason. I always... You know when you're browsing the internet and you find yourself in the weird places? This is my weird place.
Please don't get the FBI called on us.
They haven't yet. So, it's ancientorigins.net. Just over a decade ago, a team of explorers were working on an exploration and survey mission off the western coast of Cuba when their sonar equipment picked up a perplexing series of stone structures lying some 650 meters below the surface. The structures appears completely analogous.
Analogy?
No. What's this word? I am not familiar with
Why does the writing have to be so small? Analogous.
I'm skipping that. Completely against the barren desert of the ocean floor and seem to show symmetrical, organized stones reminiscent of an urban development. Push pause. Okay, so considering that everything else is flat around it, you saw the pictures.
It's got pyramids but I think it could also be like, see this one right here where they put like people down there for divers? It could be fake.
I don't think it is. I think it's a sunken city. I don't see why it's not plausible that a coastline sunk.
Does Aquaman live there? Does he know about this?
I've always been more of a neighbor girl myself, but okay.
Okay, well, what else have you got?
Okay. So they were using sonar equipment to scan 2 square kilometer areas of the seafloor when they noticed a series of symmetrical and geometrical stone structures.
Where's that?
In the Cuba.
Oh, I thought you had a different one. This one, okay, look. Here's the thing. Here's my reasoning why you suck ass right now. This was supposed to be about cryptids and sea creatures and monsters and ghosts. Not sunken cities. That's just an earthquake and the city sunk under the water.
Or is it Atlantis?
Don't bring me with that shit. You didn't say Atlantis in any of this.
It could be Atlantis.
That's not Atlantis. And Atlantis, people still live there because it exists. Aquaman lives there.
Oh my god.
It's a proven fact. You were supposed to bring up monsters.
I do not suck. This is interesting to me.
This is just...
It's a sunken city.
It's not interesting at all.
Oh. You hurt my feelings.
You have no feelings to hurt.
I do too. Look at it. It's almost 40 minutes and all we've talked about is my vomiting stories and a dark shark.
That shark has a possibility of really being out there.
But it's still just a shark.
A ginormous shark? Okay, fine.
I've seen a ginormous man. He wasn't a cryptid.
You see a spider the size of a Great Dane. Are you just going to be like, it's just a spider? No. You're going to scream and run away because that's an anomaly. And it's a monster. If you see a shark that big, you'd scream and run away.
Wouldn't the equivalent be more like a spider the size of a lobster?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I guess it... No.
Because a spider can definitely grow to the size of a lobster. It cannot grow to the size of a Great Dane.
Sharks aren't supposed to grow that big. And yet that shark did.
I'm just saying. You're a mean person.
Well, you've disappointed me on this episode. And I'm just going to say... I'm disappointed. But...
I'm sorry, Bethany. I can't compete with smoke going up a building.
Okay, I didn't know it was the smoke. It was very convincing.
Like a 10-minute clip and you'd be like, oh my gosh! That is most definitely a ninja.
Yes.
Now, I've read stories about ninjas.
Yeah.
At no point, they were always physical. They're not ghostly. They don't just dissipate in the air.
But it would have been such a good
Yeah.
video if it had been.
Real?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Like that Russian video of the Spider-Man going up the building.
That's creepy. All those videos that come from Russia are creepy. Even the dash cam ones.
Even the real ones where the guy's just punching a bear. Because...
just because.
And you're like, let's not go to war with Russia. I think that the Russian people put those out on purpose, the Russian government, just so that, just to keep us all on edge. Like, yeah, no.
I wouldn't want to piss them off. Okay, well, that was an interesting for me episode. Now, I'm thinking that for next week, we'll do your suggestion.
Yes, real stories from authority figures.
No, your other one. Near-death experiences.
Oh, yeah. No, let's do the
Let's do a mixture of both. So it's a little bit different.
Okay, what you're saying is you have something good for a real...
well, I don't know now. You've got me questioning. I had a good one with the shark.
I thought I had a good one, too.
Good.
And then you went in and you pooped
You were all excited because you thought it was like a millennial falcon. And you're like, oh, look at this picture.
And you had it, too. You stole it. And then you just defused my whole thing.
I didn't even look it up. I mean, I didn't look up the pictures. If I would have seen it was the Millennial Falcon, I would have known that that's fake news.
Whoa. So how little research do you do?
I do a lot.
You don't even look at the structure that you're looking up?
So our next episode is going to be...
whatever Bethany wants. Because that's how it goes.
Fine! Fine! The next episode is whatever I want! What? Ha! Ha! Bwahaha! Well, see, now I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't do that, because that just sounded weird.
Yeah!
You better come with stories and not just Star Wars shit.
Over you, honey, I come every single time.
Oh.